decided to take magic mushrooms back in September. And I've done mushrooms once before in my life, and it was like one of the best experiences of my life. Because when you take mushrooms, it magnifies everything that's going on internally inside you, and it's a great introspective drug. And you know, the first time I took it, I had like all these great positive epiphanies about my relationship with women and just what I wanted to do with my life and the directions I wanted to take them to. So I was really excited when I was going to take them for a second time. And because, you know, it was like, I don't even know what's going to happen, but I just know it's going to, you know, find whatever I'm feeling, like, deep down, and it's going to, like, magnify that, and it's going to feel great. So I took them, and I was really constipated when I took them. So it magnified that feeling for the entire trip. So for 6 hours, I felt like I had to take the worst shit. And I don't mean like, oh, I can't find a bathroom, I'm stuck in a traffic jam. I meant like the actual like sensation you have when you're relieving yourself for 6 hours. And like by the end of it, like I felt like I was a snakeskin and I was molting, and I was actually gonna like dump the new me into the toilet and be reborn like a scene out of a Danny Boyle film. So I've been a lot of weird places where I'm on drugs. I used to live in Boston, and there was one night I had to go to the Boston police station at like 2 in the morning, and I was really high, and I had to wait in the lobby for 2 hours. And, you know, after I was done staring at the list of registered sex offenders for too long, I started to notice that they have merchandise all around the lobby of the room. Like they have a, you know, a cap that says, you know, BPD. And there's a T-shirt that says, you know, I got caught up in a race riot, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt and an attached retina. And then I realized that the booth were like, you know, it's all just one booth in the lobby, so there's 2 crowds of people. There's people that are buying like postcards at the police station, and then there's like stab victims who have to report crimes, and like, I don't know how you line them up and who takes precedent, if it's like a case by case, which is first come, first serve. And let me tell you, I cannot imagine what that place is like at the holidays. Let me tell you a little something about the holiday shopping season. This time last year, I was in New Jersey, and I was working at the Disney store. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, Eric, you must love Pocahontas as much as the next guy. And you'd be wrong, because the reason I got that job was because I was coming down from my first mushroom trip, and I was like, I need money and I need a job. And they were the first place that hired me. And you know, I thought, hey, you know, it's the Disney store. It's just kind of like, you know, Walt Disney World's fun, and the people that shop, they'll be like, hey, let's get this Mickey Mouse stuffed animal. It'll be funny. Yeah. But people shop at the Disney store like it's the grocery store. They're like, oh shit, I'm out of Donald Duck towels. And they rush to get there as soon as possible. You know, I've seen people freak out about not enough Hannah Montana CDs, like a diabetic freaks out about not enough insulin. It's like, I just need something, just give me a High School Musical 3 and I'll be good. So, my job situation's a little bit different now. I work in a little rinky-dink video store in Los Feliz. And it's great because it allows me to do drugs all the time. Because I made a very conscious decision to be like the biggest pothead this year, and like I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to like not care about anything, and it's the perfect job in the world because, you know, I can't get high all the time and then go in and try to be an EMT. Like the hardest thing I have to do at this place is make sure all 7 TVs showing Santa Claus 3 line up. The thing is, the problem is when you aim really low, people have a low expectation of you, which is really insulting. And, you know, a lot of people think, oh, if he's, you know, the video story is not that smart. I really lost it on a customer last week where this woman called me up and she's like, I'm looking for a movie, I want to see if you have it. And I go, okay, what's it called? And she's like, it's called Zeitgeist. And I'm like, no, looks like we don't have it. You don't have it? No, we don't have it. Z I know how to spell zeitgeist. So I made her feel bad, which is good for me. It's just that, you know, I went to film school, so I know everything about movies. And, you know, like, if I haven't heard of it, it's not real. And I haven't heard of zeitgeist, so that shit was full of it. I was driving over here with the stereos, and we were going through Highland Hills, and it was a very, like, nice, you know, ritzy part of Los Angeles, and I wasn't used to it. And we saw this, like, very nice mansion was throwing out all this, like, garbage, and they had, like, mattresses and chairs and tables, and it was, like, an insane amount of furniture. And I guess probably because of the drugs. When I saw this, my first thought in my head was Will Smith going, "Yo, gee, why'd Uncle Phil throw out all my Philly mattresses?" And then... and you know, naturally, Jeffrey was like, well, he was worried that Bel Air was getting a little too much East Coast stank, William. Anyway, the scene ends with Aunt Vivian going, "Phil, you're being too pig-headed." And then Jeffrey walked by and goes, "Oh, it's just his head today?"